So, hope everyone's having a great day so far. Hope everyone's having a great day.
Welcome to the best Forex stream in the world currently right now. And we are just waiting to let all the guests inside. And once we have the guests inside, we will start to see if we can make some money today.
So, hope everyone's having a great.
Testing, testing. Everything good? Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is a very extreme move by GPJPY. I didn't really expect it to move this fast up over here. Might wanna might want to see what price is going to do now, because I mean, if we break above 135 500, we're coming up towards 136 600 500, because this is the gap that happened back in the 9th March. So like, if we break above this really really strong resistance, we're coming up all the way here. There's like nothing stopping us. Ooh, charts coming first thing in the morning here. What's this? Your JPY all time frame currently bearish. Well, if we're making support over here, you're looking for a break and close below to retest the low. Okay. Or if a support is formed, you can possibly take a buy from down here to up here. That would also work. But sells are nice too, because you got this clean move below the support, so it makes sense. Uh, yeah, right now we're just kind of like trying to range here on GJ. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour is bullish. Seems like 1 hour did like a retest down over here, right down over here. 30-minute, same thing. 15-minute, same thing, ranging. Wow, man, ranging. Um, if someone's trying to sell from up over here, please don't try to sell, because this may continue going up. Because I mean, selling is not going to work at all. I mean, it could work, but it's going to be very, very risky. So, personally, I'm just waiting to see if it's going to continue moving bullish. Because if the 15-minute candle closes around 135 400, it might be looking to take buys for a continued move up towards 135 600. Let me mark this area down, 135 600. It's going to be around 20 pips. Yeah, we'll wait and see. Yeah, it's a very tough spot to trade right now. Only thing you have is a break below this support around 135 250 to come down towards 134 900 or even 135 even, or a close at 135 400 for price to continue moving bullish. Those are the two scenarios I'm looking at right now. Yeah, I think that's going to make much more sense. So I'm going to put my trusty yellow line right over here. Perfect. The amount of people selling GJ is insane. Yes, it's pretty insane. Let's take a look at US30 here. We have NFP here this week too, so I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Let me take a look at what the forecast is. I think the new monitor blessed you with more pips yesterday. Yes. Man, it's so nice having 3 monitors. It's actually very cool. I feel like I'm in a spaceship. I have my media on this side, I have charts on this side, I have chat and everything else on this side. Alright, let's take a look at Thursday, Friday. Oh, okay, they're expecting like 8 million. That's not too bad. Still pretty bad, but better than last time. Next I want to take a look at is the pre-markets to see US30, I guess. Ooh, pre-markets are bullish, right? So perfect. So this means US30 should continue moving bullish towards 25820. I think that's going to be a pretty good move there, 25820. Looking at it on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, the 1 hour has moved up a lot, so I don't know if this is going to be some sort of a pullback expected or what's going to happen, because the last time, so this is like a support previously on the 28th May, and then price came up over here, and price kind of like consolidated it. You can't really see it on a 30-minute or the 1 hour, but if you go down to the 15-minute, you'll be able to see it, right? It kind of like consolidated here, which tells me that price did pay attention to this zone, which was formed back on the 28th May, right? So it may start pulling back from here, but if we like kind of refine the zone from the top, make it a little bit more thinner, make it a little bit more, make it look nice. And then you got another zone right over here. So if there's a pullback, I think this pullback is going to be to drive price higher up to 25740. So we're going to wait on that. GPJPY looks like it's going to start running further bullish. Could you please check my chart? Price created resistance, looking for sells if price break below. Yeah, looks good. Clean buys over, sells under 135, 196. Yeah, I'm going to be looking for sells below this point to 135, around this point. 135, 200. So, see what happens. I still think GJ has some legs to run up to. 100% sure. Just trying to see how much volume I want to open. Going back to 10 or 15s. 15s is pretty risky. 10 is still risky. I'm very comfortable with 5. Would you consider yourself a retail trader? Well, obviously, everyone in here is a retail trader. If price close above the zone, is it risky to take a buy, placing stop loss below the bullish candle? Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was looking to see if a 15-minute candle can close around 135,400. I might want to take a buy, keeping the stop below the candle, and then continue up towards 135,600. That's what I was waiting for. So, it's candle still open, still got 8 minutes left. But on the flip side, if price closes below 135, 240, 250, then it's going to continue moving down. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Let's take a look at gold here. Gold is ranging. Yeah, gold is rangy. When prices are ranging, we don't look at that. Yeah, we got no more news. How do you mark the zone when GJ is bullish? I see nothing to the left. Yeah, so basically I just marked 135,600 as an area that looks good to me. Because on the way to the left, all you see is up over here, and then you see some information here to the left, right? So when you see this information here to the left, you got to go to the smaller time frames on the daily, and you see some more information. And then you go to the 4-hour, and then you go to the left. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up this top of the wick, so I know what to look at, and I go left, and I see, okay, there's some sort of area right over here, right? Kind of like came into here and tapped it. And then there's another area right over here. So now we got to go to the 1-hour time frame and kind of see what was happening here previously. So price actually wicked up into 135,750, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to mark this area down. See, price is at 135,400. If you look on the top, 135,412. So this might be an opportunity to take a buy on GJ and expect it to continue bullish. This is going to be around, no, not too bad, 10 pips. Pip stop, and let's take a look at the 5-minute. 5-minute looking good, 15-minute looking good. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. All right, executed a buy. I am in a buy right now. My stop is below the current 15-minute candle, which is about to close bullish. It's about 10 pips, 10 pip stop loss. Aiming for around close to 135, 550, 135, 600. If you get there, that's going to be pretty good. All right, what's this chart? Buy above 135, 500, ranging, sell in there. Yeah, looks good. Right? So once price starts moving bullish, obviously it's going to come up to 135, 550, 600. But if price starts moving bearish, let's take a look on the 15-minute. If price starts moving bearish, right, then you'll be looking to see that, okay, how can you close partial positions, like close 50%, 75%, whatever the case may be, right? So risk management and trade management are two very important things. But obviously, if it's going to go down, then one can turn around and say, oh, it was that daily resistance. That's okay. What's this chart? Let's take a look at this chart here. Oh, wow. Okay, this is GJ 5-minute. This is pretty good labeling here. Paper trade 1. Broke retest, clean traffic, bullish candle. So you took it on the 5-minute here. Yeah, it was pretty good. Formed like kind of like a consolidation area and then took a buy and price started to move up. Very nice. This is I think by far the best labeled chart I'm gonna see today. So very nice. Who was this? This was Ambidex. Oh, nice. Ambidex. In the name of Ambidex, we're gonna donate $10 in the name of Ambidex. There you go. Donated $10 in the name of Ambidex. Could you answer question on chart? Oh, you had a question here. I don't see a question. Oh, paper trade, why? No recent price action, was not confident analysis, plus I was up 4% on earlier trade. Yeah, that's good. You were up 4%, so you wanted to be safe. So that's good. What's your TP? Marcus, you can see my TP, my friend. I'm not sure if your monitor is closed or what's going on, but I mean, you should be able to see everything on the screen, right? What could I have used for more confidence? I don't know, maybe taking the trade because price was bullish, and close 50% price 50. Yeah, price was bullish. So I mean, things like these you make mental notes of, right? You make mental notes of these things because these things are going to happen over and over again. Now, in the past, I've seen GJ come up to a very, very strong resistance and I've missed buys. Because I've looked at that strong resistance and said, oh man, like, you know what, this is a strong resistance, it's not going to go up, and it continues to go up. I've seen that happen a lot of times. So based on that, I'm taking this buy right now, based on what I've seen previously. And price action makes sense here. 15-minute candle is closing above 135.400, so I think it looks good. It's pretty good. Let's take a look at the Chinese indicator over here. Let's go here. The Chinese indicator is saying pound is really, really strong and yen is really, really weak. So this would make sense for it to continue moving bullish, right? So my entry is at 135.400. I'm going to secure positions at 135.500. And I'm going to let it run and running. If it keeps on running, that's going to be beautiful. EJ created a high. I will be looking to enter buys when support is formed. I will be looking for a bullish candle. Yeah, that's good. It's pretty good. Created a high. Also, you have to like if it creates a support, right? Then it should continue moving up, right? But if it creates a support and if it breaks support, then that means it's going to continue moving down to maybe correct this move up. So those are some things you should be looking for. All right, new 15-minute candle started here. The previous one closed bullish above these 1, 2, 3, 4 15-minute candles. Now, one important thing is 15-minute candles are very, very weak confirmations. They're not as strong as the 30-minute. So I'm going to be very cautious to see how far this 15-minute candle comes in if it goes bearish. Because if it comes in around, 135, 350, 340, and then I'm going to close 50% of my position in a loss. So I don't want that to happen, because if it comes down more than halfway of the previous 15-minute candle, then there's a very high chance it's going to come down to hit my stop loss. So it's very important to really understand your risk management. Do you use Fibonacci's? No, I don't use Fibonacci's. Do you trade PKR USD? No, I don't trade PKR USD. PKR USD has a really, really nice chart. If you look on the weekly, man, beautiful, beautiful chart. But I think pound still has legs to go up to 135, 500, 135, 550. Like it's coming up right now, so that's pretty good. Should continue on. Get me my, 10, 11, 12 pips and rest is all good. What is Chinese indicator? Chinese indicator is a joke. I didn't enter as I've took too many trades today, so ain't gonna risk profit. Yep, that's pretty good. I think that's a great idea. Would you say that most of the time when price hits 50% of your stop loss, it hits 100%? It it depends. It depends. There's nothing set in stone. Um, you just react to price, right? Like I know for a fact if it comes down towards, 135, 350, 340, I'm gonna close 50%. That's that's something that I do know. Your 10 pips give you over $100, whereas mine only give me 10 pounds. So how do I get out of the habit of wanting to increase lot sizes? Well, Lime, 3 years ago, 10 pips was giving me $10 as well. Three and a half years ago, it was giving me $10, $15, and I kept grinding. You just have to keep grinding. Because if you can't grind for $10 a day, you won't be able to grind for like $1,000 a day, or $1,500 a day, or $2,000 a day. I can tell you that right now. It's all the process, and like if you can't dedicate yourself to the process, it's gonna get really, really hard. It's never gonna work. It's it's never ever gonna work. I know guys who started trading, they started making like $2 a day, $4 a day, and now they're doing $150 a day, $200 a day. So it takes time. I mean, you can't come into trading expecting to make a lot of money, from the get-go. It just doesn't work like that. GJ, if and only if price breaks over 135, 500, you'll take a buy. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, if this 30-minute candle also closes bullish, I think it's going to be a very good opportunity for price to continue moving up. So it's pretty good. So we want the 15-minute candle to stay up over here too. Besides just trading mentality, and what would you recommend for grinding in Forex besides just trading like mentally and personally? Yeah, just take 1 to 2 trades a day, and if you take a loss, learn from the loss, and yeah, I guess that's about it. If you're not learning from losses, you're doing things wrong, so you have to learn from losses. So at this point, I closed 50% of my position right over here because it came down too far. And at this point, I closed my entire trade. Wow. Trade 1. The other day, someone new came on the stream and they said, man, I went on the stream and the guy lost a trade. Yes, this came really quick. Can you check my chart, please? I don't think you have sent your... Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's take a look at this chart. Cleanest candle, support created, wait for retest, safe entry. Yeah, it looks good. I mean, if you're looking for buys or Oh, sells. Looking for sells down here. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. If you see confirmation the price is trying to break up, then there's going to be a very high chance it might come up to, you know, this area right here, 1.35300. Um, GJ can't even be nice to me on my birthday. Oh, happy birthday! It's Anthony's birthday. Damn. What is the situation in America going to affect gold and how? You know what? I think gold is going to continue moving bullish. With regards to the situation that's happening is I think we have bigger situations at play. We have NFP coming along. We have CAD interest rates tomorrow. We have ADP news on Thursday. So, you know, a lot of different things are coming into play other than the riots. I mean, those riots are just happening in a small part of America. I mean, it's not like the entire cities are being shut down. I don't think so. Because on the media it seems like it's happening everywhere, you know. So, I don't think it's happening everywhere. Grew my account for 2 months and raised my lot size just to take 4 losses in a row and back to break even. Well done. I guess next time you have to maybe focus on trade management. How would you analyze that loss just now? Me? Nothing. I think it was came down, and I think it's still bullish, you know, because 30-minute candle is still bullish here. So I'm gonna give it a second chance once it closes bullish in 6 minutes. This loss was just like a retracement, and I got out just being safe because it's not a sell yet. It's a sell below 135.240 because that's our support right there.
Yeah, Roger, I agree with you because he saw that big 15-minute rejection.
hmm
I think ultimately, if we break that 15-minute, then I would say we're bearish. But I say buyers are good. It's just that it retraced a little hard, but
hmm
it's going to continue to go up.
Yeah, that's what I think too. It just retraced a little too hard. That was about it.
Yeah, on the chart and on the 4-hour resistance, I saw the tap and I was just waiting.
Good morning, good morning.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Good.
Man, you guys had some nice moves in London session.
Oh yeah, we hammered it this morning, dude. We had entries from about 34,650, I think it was. Yeah, 34,650, something like that. Yeah, it went well. Worked real nice.
Nice. Yeah, I'm expecting it to continue moving bullish once this candle closes bullish.
It's a high chance. I
Yeah.
still think there's a high chance. There's a few levels I've got. I've been looking at the high time frames on daily and like the hour, but on the daily time frames, there's a few levels that might catch you out somewhere about where we are now potentially. But I think with the momentum, we can get a push New York wise. I think we'll break that as well and continue. So
Yeah.
you've got plenty of options left.
New high formed, waiting for support to be formed to retest the high. Okay, waiting for resistance to be formed to retest the previous support. Yeah, I think your sells will be better below this yellow line you have in the middle. It's gonna be better. If 30-minute candle closed bullish, valid idea to take a buy. Yeah, looks good. If it closes bullish, it's gonna be a valid idea. It's true.
I believe how much GBP, JPY moved in 2 days. I wasn't expecting this for right at the beginning. I wanted a pullback for this move. I saw 135 last week. I think, Chris, we were talking about that, weren't we, last week?
Chris is on mute.
No.
My bad. I was talking to myself. Sorry. I did hear you. Yeah, we were. But yeah, we were saying this morning similar thing. You know, the last few weeks, Monday and Tuesday, have been solid movements, and you know, nothing's really changed too much. We've got a lot of stuff to come this month, but you know, you've got to go with what you see on the screen, right? So
Yeah, it was just interesting because I really expected the month of June to have a bit of a pullback to get to 135, but it just took off again. It did that last Monday as well.
I don't know if this is a lot more anticipation of potential news to come with Brexit stuff and this, that, and the other later in the month. But I mean, you got to. I mean, I was expecting the same. Like, I really wanted to see some kind of pull back first, but yeah, I think you kind of just, in a way, you kind of just got to jump on these sometimes, and then.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'd like to try and play it long term, but it's a tough one, especially like day 2 of the month, right? So
yeah,
makes it
because
tough.
I grabbed it last night. I grabbed part of the move,
Mhm.
but still, it was hard in the Asian session to really capture something. I was literally getting it just before the London session.
Yeah, the pre-London seems to be doing. The pre-London kind of gives us a sign, like it creates a support in pre-London and then pushes up pretty solidly, but doesn't break the Asian high. And then once it breaks the Asian resistance or the Asian high, then it tends to have a little bit of a flyer, which tends to be like it's probably about half an hour or so before London Open, 20 minutes before London Open, and then it tends to, if you get that progression, then the 4 hour formed today, very similar to what it did yesterday. Then instead of pulling back, it pushed up even further, and then we broke that resistance, and we had, well, it's continuing. Then there's no way it's going to come back, but yeah.
I'm giving a second chance here to this trade.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, I'm giving a second chance here to this trade. I think it still has legs to continue going up.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of been doing this as well. To like 15, it will try and create like a little bit of a consolidation, then start to break up.
Yes.
It just has a little bit of a chill, and then you get like a pullback similar to that one you've got there, which, you know, catches a few people out.
Yeah, I think 135, 600 is going to be a nice move.
Yeah. I was looking at exactly that level, well, 550 something on the 1 hour,
And then
all the way over miles.
go into 136, 200 afterwards.
I've got 136, 340, and I said this morning, I was like, it's kind of a long way off, but you never know.
Well, it's just because if you look at the weekly candle, I mean, there's just strong price movement all the way through that weekly candle. And the last 2 weeks with GJ, we've seen that easy move. Like it's filled all the weekly candles.
Do you remember what we said before, Ted, when we were looking at October 19, 7th of October 19 on the weekly, trying to basically mirror that candle again? Once we start to break above 35,500 or something, now it's looking pretty on, to be fair. So, yeah, man. Now I kind of wish I held yesterday entries.
Well, it's hard because I had entries today with GJ. I had entries at 134, 400.
Yeah, that's good.
And I closed at 135 because that was sort of a key level for me.
Yep.
And then I figured it wouldn't break 135, like it would range around here. And I mean, it just continued to fly.
Was that based on the weekly?
Yeah. Because we came right into a weekly zone at 135, and I was like, okay, well, chances are we might not break through that. So I closed at 135, and then like 10 seconds later, it went to 135, 100, and I was like, oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
As always.
Yeah.
Ted, I also had the same thing. Once London Open, I was with Chris on the stream, and my bias was on bias, right? But then I saw the as soon as London Open, grabbed liquidity to go up, and I grabbed the sell 134,900, almost like 135 even, and I closed at 134,780, and then it shut up.
Yeah, to be fair, I closed up pretty early. But start of the month, and it gets them in a bag.
Yeah, and I also caught the move up with US 30 overnight. And that doesn't make any sense at all, US 30. It just keeps moving bullish. It's like there's no reason for it to be bullish.
Oh, that's moved quite a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Well, that's corrected. Nice that move on the left as well on the 28th of May. It's nice. I've got to stop looking at it.
Where is everyone looking for cleaner buys for GJ? I am in buys right now. This is where I took my buys. This is the second chance I'm giving these buys. So this is going to be my second trade here for the day. Second and my last trade here for the day.
You should be good if we hold around 135, 300 to 200. If we hold that level, I think you're okay.
Yeah, the only thing is this 1 hour did like a deeper retracement there. So I'm basing it on based off the 30-minute creating like a minor support here.
Yeah, that 1 hour, that's the only thing that scares me. That last 1 hour candle could pop you all the way down just a little bit deeper and then fly up. So you might have to go for round 3.
Are you in the washroom?
No. I'm just on speaker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, your mic was a little different.
Washroom. Trading in the washroom.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a losing day here today. Did you close 50%? No, guys, please don't copy me. I mean,
No.
yeah, I think it's gonna be a losing day here today for me. That's okay.
It was a pretty good day yesterday, dude.
Oh, yesterday was amazing.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't see that until the evening, and then I saw. I didn't realise it because of the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good. Real nice. That was some real hold.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna play it safe and wait for that break above 135. What I have marked before.
Yeah, now it's like kind of like now since the candles are printing side by side, as this is breaking the low of the previous one, now it's starting to range here. So got that done.
Yeah, most likely like around 8 a.m. in New York open. We might get a little push straight down around.
Man, your mic is really low.
Give me 1 second.
You need to have a very good mic to be on the stream. How do you plan your month? Is there a certain structure to how aggressive you let profits run if you start off the month? Not really. I very rarely look at if it's start of the month and if I'm going to go heavy or not. Yesterday I lowered my lot sizes. I mean, it just depends what's at stake or like, you know, what opportunities you have. Like right now, initially when this 30-minute candle, once this 30-minute candle closed bullish, I expected this candle to respect the low and continue moving bullish since we're in a bullish momentum. But I guess once it broke here, then like, you know, it had to come further down, and I wasn't willing to hold it all the way down here because then that would have been around 15, 16 pip stops. So this is a very strong area around 135, 200, 250, because once we break this area, then price is going to continue down to maybe correct this move up. So that's something I have in mind.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it's better.
Oh, okay. I got a new mic, so.
I was trying to see what caused this move up. Was this just... It wasn't because they aren't opening the economy. I just don't know what caused this entire move up.
on GJ and on Jones, problem is the way I see it right now is maybe they're just setting up the new monthly candle. But GJ doesn't make sense for me to go on this bullish move.
If
I kind of agree.
if GJ is setting up a monthly candle, I think it's gonna continue moving bullish here.
Yeah, now it's kind of broke above previous and stuff. I'm kind of carrying on with bullish momentum, but I'm still aware that it's only day 2 of the month, right? But
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff that could potentially happen with news and stuff. But I don't know if this is just mainly based on the fact that things are kind of coming back to normal in the UK a bit. Things opening up as well. I don't know. Could be.
I don't know because I wanted to fly there and if I fly there I have to go in a two-week quarantine.
Yeah, they still have that, but I mean, in regards to shops and stuff and that opening up again, that type of stuff's now happening. Schools are starting to open up and stuff again. So, I mean, that quarantine period, I think that's just like a safety precaution for people coming in. But on the whole, we're kind of moving back to, I say normal, but
BS if you ask me.
Yeah, I think so.
Anyone in gold buys? Oh, yeah, go on.
No, sorry, mate. I was going to say that was just the same as when I was going to come to Miami. I was going to say that maybe I'd come there and I'd have to sit there for 2-3 weeks and then, the same thing.
Yeah. Gold buys. Looking at the 4-hour. Oh, yeah, it does seem like it's going to continue going up. We actually did an analysis yesterday and it was like it should come up to 1750. Like looking on the 4-hour, 4 hours just ranging here. It's in the range. 1 hour. Seems like it can continue moving bullish. Looks like GJ is also dropping there. I see in my left eye. From the corner of my eye, I can see GJ dropping. Caught my first big move. Alright, let's take a look at this. Oh, nice. Rejection. Entry, exit right here. Beautiful. That is an insane move. Candles are really nice, making lower highs, lower lows. This was a money candle, I think, went straight down. Had a little bit of consolidation and then Alright, what's this? Broke above candle to the left. Close 50%. Small. Yeah, looks good. It's good. Got a winning trade. Winner chicken dinner. I'm new here, so bad. Yeah. I mean, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. We stream every morning. Most of the time, we just sit around and just watch charts and just talk about different stuff, and very less time kind of execute. So I took 2 trades. I think they were too aggressive. Now when I look back, first one was a little aggressive. Second one made sense. Yeah, it is what it is. There's a lot of range movements. Yeah. GJ is doing a lot of range movements. Let's take a look here. This is USD CAD. Um, 15-minute candle broke above resistance. We can see it moving higher to retest the previous structure, trading against the trend. Yeah, I think if you can see a 30-minute candle closing bullish, you could get a better idea. How do you set your withdrawals, wins? Do you take it out weekly or monthly? I do my withdrawals monthly. I think monthly, yeah, monthly is better. I do them monthly. For a little while, I was doing them bi-weekly, but then I switched to monthly. GJ is at resistance. Yes, that's true. GJ is at strong resistance, but it doesn't mean you should start selling GJ, because you need price to close below 135 to 230, 135 200 for price to continue down. What are your thoughts on the placement of stop loss when using buy sell stops? Let's take a look here. 4 hour, 1 day buys target, buy stop. 4 hour close bearish pre-London, 15 stop beyond before rallying where I thought I could have. Yeah, this buy stop in GJ, but stop loss was a little tight and missed 40 pips. I know why this happened. Yeah, I think you need to zoom in a little bit more to, I mean, I can attempt to maybe draw an arrow here, but I guess if you entered over here, is that what I think? I don't really know where you entered. So, yeah, I don't know. I think if you entered here, your stop should have been based on the 1 hour. I mean, see, it gets very difficult to look at this. Yeah, I think your stop should have been down over here. It would have made much more sense. With buy stops and sell stops, it's really hard to say where your stop is going to be, right? Because usually when you use a buy, you have to understand what's a buy stop and a sell stop. Without understanding that, putting stop losses, it's going to get really hard. Buy stops and sell stops, you place because you want price to continue moving through that point, right? If I place a buy stop, let's say at 135, 400, I expect price to continue moving bullish. You know, and that's why you're placing a buy stop and sell stop. And if you're looking for a stop loss, you also have to understand then your stop loss. I normally don't put a buy stop and a sell stop without a stop loss. Like, I don't place a stop loss, right, when I have a pending stop order, because I'm expecting price to continue moving. Because if it starts retracing, then what might happen is that price activated the buy stop and it starts retracing. So it's in the way that you got activated at the very top. So in that case, I would say having a stop below the 1 hour candle or the 30-minute would make much more sense. It's going to be a larger stop loss, but that's what you have to sacrifice if you won't be, you know, watching the charts actively.
Yeah, I think too, people maybe when they first start out, just set price alerts first instead of buy stops and sell stops. Like set alerts. And I think come to the charts at that time when the alert goes off to see if the structure makes sense to enter a trade. Because a lot of times people put buy stops in and it'll rifle through, or sell stops and it'll push through. And then what ends up happening is it pulls all the way back then afterwards, because the structure wasn't there for the actual push. That was like the initial tap, and that initial tap is not the actual move. So I think people should start putting alerts at price levels first to get used to looking at that structure, and then, you know, start using buy stops and sell stops.
Alright, what's this? USD CAD entering the break of high of the 30-minute candle. Is it a good confirmation? Yes, but you need to see it happening, like, you know, enough for you to personally say this is something I've seen before and I'm going to execute on it. But yeah, it makes sense, because now in a way it's going to correct this a little bit for move and retest that zone. Most trading is just like looking and like anticipating because things you've seen happen before. That's it. There's nothing more to trading. I mean, I'm in some groups, and in those groups, like, you know, like people that take entries based on, I don't know what kind of confirms, but the number one trade I see people take is when price is at a daily resistance and then they take a sell blindly, you know, without any confirmation, without looking at the market structure. So from this structure, a good sell is going to be below this area here.
Rakeel, I think you're on mute.
No, he's good. I think he stepped out.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, no problem.
Your JPY buy as soon as candle high gets broken. Yeah, makes sense. The only problem with your JPY is that there's this resistance right over here. That's the only problem. So you have to be very careful. I mean, if this breaks this low, then it's going to retrace down as well to correct this move up. Same thing happening with GJ now. It's coming down to the low of the 1 hour candle. 15 minutes also closing below this area, so there's a very high chance it's going to continue down to correct this move up, which is it's a 26 pip range. It's pretty good. Looking for sells after bearish candle closes below. Yeah, looks good. Kind of like same thing I was looking at. You should do a refresher of your old videos on different Forex topics because the info is great, but a lot of audio is crap, really hard to listen to. Well, what you have on YouTube is on YouTube. That's what you get. Back then I didn't have enough money, so I couldn't really buy a good mic. Just joking. So actually, this mic is way cheaper than the mic I recorded those videos on. Then that one was for like $180. This one is like $100. Yeah, I think gold should continue moving bullish here. Gold still has bigger spreads, man. It's too hard to trade now.
Yeah, I'm getting like 4 pips right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, too much.
Yeah, it's not even worth it.
And the problem is, go ahead, Raja. Go ahead.
Yo, Gad, what's the problem?
No, the problem is that it's not trending so hard. You know, if gold is trending so hard that you can get at least 20, 25 pips in less than 15 minutes, yeah, I'm gonna pay the spread. But if not, man, I'm not gonna pay four pip for a rangy trade. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, currently exactly the same.
I've also been looking at the S&P since I get 0.3 in spread, which is really good, kind of like the Dow.
Yeah. Okay, Raja, go ahead.
I forgot.
Oh, fuck.
So most of the times we put stop loss on the bottom or top of the 1 hour candle. I put my stops there. You can put them wherever you want. But it makes sense, you know, like if I'm placing a stop, if let's say you have a Okay, so now this 30-minute candle, it's closing above this same area where all these candles close. So this is not regarded as a break of support. It's just a bearish candle above support. So the thing is, if you want candles to continue down, you want candles to make higher highs and higher lows. You know, it's kind of like when I was looking for a buy after this candle closed. When you have candles moving up, they make higher highs and higher lows. You know, so candles also make higher highs and higher lows. So I'm expecting this candle to respect the low here and continue moving up. So that's where my stop loss was. I think that's how you can keep your stops really, really low. Like I think I haven't seen anyone have the same small stop losses that I have. Oh, I know this one guy. Yeah, I know this one guy. What he does is he has a position open. If the position, even if it goes into like 2 pip in drawdown, he closes it. He closes it and he's like, if I close it in 2 pip drawdown, then I can enter it later on and expect price to continue moving and gain those 2-3 pip back and more. Yeah, that's what he does. But it takes a lot of self-discipline to do that. You know, especially when you're new. You don't want to be wrong. I mean, it gets really hard if you do that.
I think too, also, a lot of your winning trades, you'll realize how they move compared to your losing trades, and that's why you're able to close out trades earlier than normal, because you'll just realize that, hey, like GJ as an example, that's a perfect pair that if things aren't going your way, just get out. GJ will let you know if you're going to win the trade or not. It doesn't fool around. Like it doesn't say, oh, hey, maybe you'll get it. You either will or you won't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's going to say, hey, if you want to stay in it, you're going to go for a bad ride, but you better get out right now. See, now it's breaking and closing below this support. I'm not going to be taking a sell because I already took buys and, you know, I'm just going to kind of wait around or maybe not take another trade at all. Does the protest affect the market? No, not really. Protests don't affect the market. I remember the riots in Vancouver when over the hockey team, and they were like, "Oh yeah, things are gonna close down and crash," and nothing happened. These protests, they're like a diversion for something else. That's what I think. I think it's a diversion for something bigger. Alright, let's take a look here. This is, ooh, someone took a sell on GJ. Damn, Daniel. If we have martial law, it will affect the dollar. Yeah, I don't think there's going to be martial law. I think we're far away from martial law in the US. What are your thoughts on the EJ chart? On EJ chart, Curtis, I have the same thoughts as you. You know, now it's breaking down. That's what I said. The buys, you got to be careful because it might start continuing down to, you know, maybe correct this whole move. Not the whole, but like maybe partial of the move, but it's no longer buys. Alright, entered once the current candle broke the low of the previous one. Okay, I think I should have waited for 30-minute bearish close before entering. I think you could have had a stop loss above there, or maybe leave a runner running. Stores are getting destroyed. How come it's not affecting the market? Because the market is in trillions of dollars. Stores don't even account for 100 million or 200 million. So it's a big difference. What's this? USD CAD. Yeah, I don't know. This is pretty. You're trying to take a buy at a resistance here, and I think it will be short-lived. It won't be that good if you're looking for a buy at this resistance area. I was actually looking at GJ here, and I was looking to see that okay, if it's really rejecting that daily resistance here and it's starting to come down, what I would want to see is I would want to see kind of like a retracement up till 135, 200, get like a minor resistance, and then continue down. Because if it respected support here after London Open, pre-New York, kind of like respected support, and now it's breaking below support, now it's making a low below support, right? And wherever it's going to make a low, it's going to create like a minor resistance to retest that low. So I think if I'm going to be looking for a third trade, if I might, I would want to see like a resistance formed and then take a continued sell down to correct this move up. That's what I'm going to look for. I'm new here. I have a question. How did you start trading? It was by accident. I stumbled on this demon. Forex is like a demon. Oh, nice sells on the 3-hour chart. Is that the 3-hour chart? No.
Yeah.
3-hour. Ebola outbreak in Congo already hit by measles and coronavirus. I was going to say something that I could only say in our private chat. I'm not going to say it here.
Hey there, Roger.
Hey.
Hey, man. You know, you were saying about the shops and one thing that always, you know, like whenever there was a war or anything and markets still go up. And it's because, you know, like tech companies profit and, you know, like military companies profit, but also like somebody needs to rebuild that stuff as well, you know?
Yeah.
And that's like an injection into the economy again, you know?
Yeah, that's true. They gotta do all the construction again and everything. Welcome back, Raja. Raja was already here all this. God, Euro JPY. So Euro JPY, 30-minute candle. This one closed bullish. This one closed doji. So we don't know what's gonna happen on Euro JPY now. 1 hour still open. So you know, like if you get another bullish candle close, I think there's a probability it's gonna continue moving up. But the only problem is you have this resistance here at 120.430, and it's not enough range up to that resistance. It's like 8-9 pips away. But then you have the support down there. This is a much bigger range. It's like a 34 pip range. Why don't you use the 1 minute chart considering you scalp? Because using the 1 minute chart, there's a very, very high chance you will continue losing more money than what you will win. So that is why I don't do the 1 minute chart. I mainly look for confirmations on the 30-minute or the 15-minute at times, and then I take a trade based on that. I normally take like 2 trades a day. 2? Yeah, probably 2 trades. You know, but if something really, really pops up, then we'll take a 3rd trade. So I'm just waiting. Why are you taking a 3rd trade? Didn't you say that you call it a day at 2 losses? Damn, man. Someone's scolding me right now. No, not really. I mean, it just depends, you know. It depends where I'm at, what my gains are so far and stuff like that. So it all depends on that. Like so far for June, I'm up 4,400, but so far for today, I'm down $698. I'm down $698. So my daily risk in terms of dollars is like $1,000. That's my daily risk. So if I'm down $1,000, then I call it a day. If I take like 2 losses and then I don't see any other trade, then I call it a day. You know, but relative to where we are right now in the session, we're still pretty early in the session. I mean, New York Open is still 30 minutes away, NYC Open is still there, so you know, still there. Yeah, my plan is my plan, and my rules are my rules, and will you wait for the 15-minute candle to close bearish to sell? Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens here. I'd want to see a resistance formed at this level, but at the same time, what I've seen GJ do is I've seen GPJPY like break these supports, give you an illusion it's going to come down, close back above support, making this move down to fake out. I've seen it done before, and then it starts continuing moving up. That's what I've seen GJ do before too. So that's why I'm going to be very, very careful if I'm looking for a third trade here. Previous 4-hour GJ closed with no wicks, so do you think it will correct London session run as it does sometime in NY? It's pretty hard to say. I mean, if you look on the 4-hour, the previous 4-hour closed with no wick at the top, that's true. But we're basically looking at the smaller time frames now, right, to see what's going to happen. Because the 4-hour time frame, the daily time frame is going to tell you where price may or may not go. And then looking on the smaller time frames, you're going to see confirmations, because overall the small time frames, they build the higher time frames. You know, it's very important. If he took Mr. Fran FX said it right. You guys shouldn't worry about whether he is respecting his plan or not. You should focus on respecting your plan. That is absolutely true. That's like saying, hey, we're going to copy all your trades. Let us know when you take a trade. And then when I start breaking my plan, hey, why are you breaking your plan? I mean, have your own plans, you know. Focus on yourself. What happened in Asian session? Asian session kind of like ranged a little bit, went up over here around Asian Open, had a bullish run, then kind of ranged, came back below 134.500, and then it started continuing up in pre-London. Before London, you had a retracement down to 134.800, 750, and then it continued running up. People can't seem to take responsibility for their own trades. Yeah. See, now it's closing back above, it's coming back above here. So, you know, maybe this move down was a little bit of a deeper retracement. You know, if it closes back above 135.260, I think I'm going to be looking, if I'm going to really look for a second set of buys, a third set of buys, I think that's going to be above 135.400 or 135, you know, 420, 430. Because if I take a buy down over here, then there's a resistance here, right? So I don't want to get stuck in this range. What's this? You think I should hold or close? Well, it's up to you. You can secure profits. You can put stops at break even. You can do all sorts of things. You can apply all sorts of combos there. You've been holding for around 2 weeks, going on to 3 weeks. So it makes sense. Oh, Rodrigo, wrong chart. Wrong chart, amigo. Hey Raja, I started trading in March. Could not take the most out of it due to being new. Not when I look back, March was heaven. Do you think that those who started in 2020 are at a disadvantage? No, not really. Not really at all. Because things happen in market all the time. What happened is what happened in the past, that happened in the past. Now you don't have to go back and look at it and say, oh, if I was here, I would have done this, I would have done that. You have to focus on what you can do now. Josh Wall seems like a very intelligent person. He asked, what time do we go live usually? Well, as intelligent you may seem, I think if you read the description, you will find your answer. I think sometimes what happens is when people come on the stream, there's one time this guy came on the stream, accidentally he came on the stream. He told me the story later on. He's like, man, I was on YouTube search. In a YouTube search, I searched live Forex, and the first video came up. I went to that video and I asked, what time do you go live? And he's like, the first thing I heard from you was a roast. Yeah. So I think that happens too, you know. Looks more of a liquidity pullback. Yeah, I think so too. I think this was a deeper liquidity grab on GPJPY. I'm going to be looking to execute around 135,400 to continue up to 135,600. Oof, your JPY is also continuing up now. Do you ever look into sentiment volume position on the pairs you're trading to see which pair has less volume than to trade opposite way? No, not really. Not really. I used to look at, I remember I used to do this really horrendous way of trading, and it was like I used to look at USDJPY and gold, and I would trade USDJPY based on gold. It didn't work. And then I started trading GBP/JPY based on USD/JPY. Oh man, that did not work at all. That was just the worst thing to do. Because USD/JPY would be moving like 5 pips and GBP/JPY would be moving like 25 pips. And I was like, what? So at that point, you know, I was new. I didn't really understand how GBP/JPY moved or market structure. And you can only buy above 400 after it closed. That will be pre-New York, my thought. Yeah, I agree with that. I think about 135, 400 would be better. Oof, your JPY is continuing moving bullish here. Do you still trade after ending your stream? No, I don't. The only trades I take are during the stream. Sometimes if I'm working on my station here, if I'm still working at my station and see something, then I take a trade. According to a trader, only retail traders trade lower time frames. I think we are all retail traders. Let's just get that out of the way. The best indicator is Jupiter and Mars. Yes. Were you taking those trades before Ted showed you the golden road? I think those were my own experiments. Like, you know, the only way you get better is by experimenting, you know, and if the experiments fail, you start to look at why they failed. When you join a community, when you join a group, when you join someone's mentorship, you're basically joining to get the tools you need to trade. You know, I see a lot of people, they like join one person and they join another person and they join another person. So now you're mixing all those tools, you know, so you have to stick to one person because they will provide you all the tools. If they're not providing you all the tools on the daily, then, you know, there's something wrong. So that's how I see things. Let's take a look at this chart. This is Nikon. Oh, US 30. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. You're looking for a candle closing bullish. I would look at that as well. Let's take pre-markets. Pre-markets are okay, I think. The way I've been looking at US 30 is by looking at the pre-markets here. And if they're bullish, I look at price action. I'm like, okay, well, price action, if it makes sense, let's take a look here. If it makes sense, if it closes bullish, then it makes sense for the next one to continue moving bullish. entered once. 2 broke the low of the 1. I entered my trade to retrace all the way up to its open, and I had to reduce losses as this happened. If I would have wanted to profit from this trade, I would have re-entered as 2 was coming back down again to re-break 1. Would that be to execute too risky? No, I think that's something I do as well. That's something I do as well. That once it breaks, it retraces, kind of like you kind of get like hesitant that it's gonna maybe continue moving up, and then it starts moving back down again. So that's good. That's something I do as well. Those are impulse trades, and that's a very good observation. Bias above this area, yeah, makes sense. Waiting for the same thing. Do you notice your trades slowing down any particular months, excluding Christmas holidays? Yeah, sometimes you can see. I mean, last year I took 2 weeks off, 3 weeks off actually. Yeah, I took 3 weeks off because it's good to take time off, you know. Why don't banks use support resistance? Because banks don't trade on candlesticks. Is your favorite series Billions? Actually, my favorite series right now is Space Force. If you haven't watched Space Force, I highly suggest you watch Space Force.
Yeah, that's funny. Hilarious.
It's pretty hilarious.
I love Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Remember from The Office? That was like his best show. Yeah, Space Force.
Markets rallied yesterday. Would you expect a retracement today? Well, you have to first define that at what market structure you would say that there's a retracement happening. You know, I would say if price stays below 135, 240, there's going to be a retracement going down. But since this, I think, was a fake out, like a deeper retracement for continued move up, I don't think there's going to be much of a retracement coming down yet. What about FTMO, please? I don't know. You want to go with FTMO? You go with FTMO. But surprisingly, I've only seen influencers get those withdrawals from FTMO. I haven't seen anyone else. Hey, buddy, what's your thoughts on Euro New Zealand? I think you need to send a chart on Euro New Zealand. Do you consider support resistance only when price closes below lowest wick, or do you treat those long wicks? Yeah, I mean, see now, price was making a support here, right? 15-minute has done a fake out. So let's just take a look at this here for a sec. So this was support here, support. This candle broke down. For price to continue down, you wanted this candle to close below this area and continue down, but it closed back in the range. Now if it's closed back in the range, this area now becomes a support again, right? So now you'd want this candle to kind of respect the support and then continue bullish, break above 135.400, and then essentially continue up towards 135.600. That's something that I would really want. And my trade is going to be in this area right over here, 135.400. That's going to be my trade. Don't ask me about stop loss because it hasn't really entered the trade yet. So once it gets there, then we're going to start talking about stop losses. And my open should put it through. Yes, Batullah, I agree with that. Just like what happened yesterday.
Hey there, Roger.
Hey.
Hey, man. So I can recognize this move now because I've seen it so many times now. And normally I would have done, as soon as it closed, as it moved above this last 15-minute candle, I would have entered. But because it hasn't got a bottom wick, I've refrained from doing it. And it's like two two 15-minute candles without a bottom wick as well. So I think that's like a statistical anomaly for me as well. So that's why I'm holding off. I would have had normally if that had a bottom wick, that current 15-minute candle, I would have entered it straight away because you get a little retracement. That's the candle which should have been ideal for me. But now there's two of them without bottom wicks, and I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen now. So it's kind of pulled me off from actually entry because I have an image of what I want to see, and if I haven't seen it, I'm not going to do it. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Bro, he was talking to me, Mac. Mac has to give his input.
No, because I also get that mental block. Like if I don't see the bottom wick on the 15, on two of them in a row, that's like a really bad mental block. So I just want to put that out there. Well, what do you feel about that, Rakeel?
Yeah, I feel like this was support here, and the next candle should, make a wick down and then continue moving bullish, and next one should continue moving up higher.
On the 15?
No, this is a 30-minute time frame, bro. Can you suggest what I could have done differently? Let's take a look here. Let's think for people who can't think. So, nice. Well, London support formed a nice liquidity wick there. Closed when candle closed like a doji. At least got to the TP. That's pretty good. I think you could have let it run a little bit. That's what you could have done. Maybe like a runner. Do you have any thoughts on Bitcoin? Yes. I'm not buying Bitcoin. Wow, your JPY really ran up over here. How much was this run? It broke above that resistance there too. Oh, it's like 10 pips. What's better, Hammer Candle Wick or John Wick? I think John Wick is much better because he only shoots when there are confirmations. So with the Hammer Candle, you kind of don't know when, Pew pew pew. Hey Raja, on 16th January you took a similar buy based on the 1 hour. Man, I don't even remember what I ate last night before I went to bed. I'm definitely not going to remember what I did on 16th January.
You remember what you did on December 31st at 2 o'clock in the morning? Did you take any sells, perhaps?
Man. Uncle Ted's live, question mark. I guess if you can find him live on Instagram, then he's live. If not, then it's not.
I'm alive. I just don't have anything to say. I'm not talking or nothing to say. I just sit quietly.
I got a question for you, Ted. Do you remember on January 17th what you did?
Here we go.
No.
Broke the previous candle high. Yeah, looks good. Took a buy. Pretty good. Wow, 30-minute has 7 minutes left to close. Mr. Jose took a buy on USD CAD. This is a wrong chart, my friend. I don't know if you took a buy on USD. Oh, it's a sell. Yeah, I think you're taking a sell in the middle of a range. It's the middle of a range. A better sell would have been over here. This would have been a better sell. We just stop up over here. Because that way your stop loss would have been smaller. I see a lot of people are taking trades based on the break of the lows and the break of the highs. Don't do that. Those are like, I'd say those are advanced entries. Like, yeah, those are advanced entries. It's very tough to do that because in that case you are having a bigger stop loss, so you don't need to do that. So stick to simple things. A little confused by candles without wicks. Wouldn't that be better if I took a... Well, Eleanor, there's a whole section on that in the Unlearn, Relearn webinar, so I think you need to go watch that. The whole thing is explained in there.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that 15-minute has a bottom wick now, so I always use that as my stop loss now. And then it just sort of, because you've got kind of momentum behind it, it sort of automatically goes into profit. So I always use that bottom wick as my stop loss if I'm taking like a 15-minute entry, and it's a guaranteed sort of stop loss.
Oh, serious? So you're in the buy right now?
Yeah. So as it create a bottom wick, so that's my stop loss, and then as it moved up, you've got momentum behind it, and that's it. And then it just opens into profit, and it's because it's more risky, so I kind of do it that way.
Yeah, it's pretty good. What do you think about no taking profit at 10 pips or not moving stop loss to break even? I don't think that way. I take profits at 10 pips. There is nothing in the universe but mathematical points of force Faraday. Yeah, I don't know what that means, but that's true. Mr. Raja, why don't you use Ted's broker? Oh, because if I use Ted's broker, then people say I'm faking results. So that's why I don't use Ted's broker. I have Bitcoin parked in there, though. It's pretty safe. Oof, look at this move here. I've basically used four crypto exchanges. I know Traders Domain is not a crypto exchange, but depositing and sending crypto from Traders Domain, I mean, it's just saved me a lot of hassle. Because you have to get verified on Coinbase and other exchanges. It takes like a long time. It's a headache. They're simple. I mean, they give you the wallet address. You send this to whoever's going to send you money. They send you the money. It goes in your account within a day, within 24 hours. It's not like I'm making things up or lying. I mean, I use that daily, and it's really quick. Now we're slowly moving up towards 135 for 440. I think after that, price is going to continue moving up towards 135 600. So I think that's where I could execute a third attempt at the buys. Maybe a buy stop at like 135 460 or something like that. Do you take into account order blocks and inefficiency candles? I don't know what order blocks are, and I don't know what inefficiency candles are. I just know that once price breaks above 135 440 460, it's going to go towards 135 600, and that's going to be around like 15 pip move, around there, 15 pip move. And if I open a 5 lot on this move, I'm going to make $750. And if I open a 2 lot, I'm going to make maybe $280. If I open a 10-cent lot, I'm going to make $15. So for me to know what order blocks and inefficiency candles are, now you see they wouldn't help me to know which move to trade, right? So I just keep things very simple and very objective, and it works. Can you look at my trade? Yes, send it. Oh, there you are. Oh yeah, you sent the wrong chart. Can't open it. Sounds like a fancy way to say doji. Yes. Hey, where can I find those unlearn, relearn webinars? YouTube? No, they're only for members. I took a loss on EJ over the night. Tried to call tops. Yeah, that happens when you're new. Stop loss too far. No, Raja. Yeah. I mean, once it crosses, I think this area here, 135, 440, 460. I think it's going to be. I'll take the trade. I'll take the trade. We'll see what happens when it comes up here, because then we can basically talk about a stop loss, because maybe the next candle makes a bottom over here, and then the stop is like 8-9 pips. Who knows? We don't know that. So far, what do we know is that, okay, if I take an entry here, stop is going to be down here, but we don't know what's going to happen up until price gets to 135, 460. Hey, please, can you tell us on how to deal with anxiety on the Forex market? Do you meditate? Can you tell us one example you had in the past? How do you overcome? Yeah, so I was in a drawdown once and I started to meditate. I started praying to God. And after I was done, after 20 minutes, I went back and I was even in a larger drawdown. So that didn't really help. So dealing with anxiety, it's basically, the best way to deal with anxiety is just take 1 or 2 trades. I took 2 trades in front of everybody and I lost those 2 trades, and the reason I stayed calm after losing those 2 trades were because I knew exactly how much I'm losing. I knew exactly what was at risk. So when you know exactly what's at risk, what you're losing, you don't get any anxiety at all. It's just, I think that's experience, and as you trade in the market, you start looking at your losses, you start to get more mature over time.
Yeah, the more you plan, the less anxiety you have. People don't understand that. They think that they're going to learn trading in like 1 week or 1 month, and they're going to see all the scenarios. I think you only really become comfortable in trading after about 2 years in the market. You've seen like two quarters of each year. So like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, you've seen that twice. So you've seen a lot of iterations. Anything before that, good luck. It's very, very difficult.
I actually entered a buy right now with its little pullback at 8 a.m.
Nice, beautiful. What do you think about, what's this? Yeah, someone looking at around 135, 460.
You need your own show, Raja. Do some stand up.
Yeah, they're coming.
I'm literally laughing out loud sometimes.
Oh, wrong chart. Come on, man. Come on.
Should consider a radio show.
Yeah, like a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be cool to have like a video podcast like once a week, when we can invite people. They can come in, like, in my basement or something, have like a table. Get Ted on there, like Elon Musk, try to get him high. Next day it's gonna be all on Instagram.
Very good evening.
Oh, what's that? Is that a blunt? Yeah, here.
Elon's way too serious on me, man. He's a serious dude.
I think he's the kind of guy who sees all the bullshit that corporations, like, they front, and everything that the governments try to do, and he does his best to just ruffle their feathers. That's what he tries to do. Like, he tries to piss off the SEC as much as he can every now and then. Do you have a trading school or do you just do the lives? I just do the lives. I don't have a principal yet for a trading school. If you're getting anxiety over trade, you're risking too much. Yes, that's true. Holy shit, EJ is just running a train here. Wow. Wowzers. Next stop is what? 120? 121? Let's take a look left here. Damn, yeah, it's coming into some consolidation area here. This is all consolidation area it's coming into. Wow, it's like 40 pips away. I think that's a big move for EJ anyway, 40 pips. Damn. I think they're pricing in the interest rates for, but it's too early. It's on Thursday, right? Interest rates are on Thursday for Euro. Yeah, it's on Thursday. ECN or STP? I use ECN. Loss on GJ during Asian. Alright. Price made a high. This kind of closed bullish below resistance. Took buys over here. Kept trade open because it was a weak 30-minute 1 hour closed bullish as well. Yeah, I think this one closed bearish, so you should have just closed position there.
What a nice push on GJ. Just broke resistance right now.
Yeah, now it should continue moving bullish.
Yes, sir.
Our target is gonna be met by open arms.
Yeah, I got my 10 pips. That was a nice one.
Yeah, so going back to this chart, this candle still closed bearish on the 30-minute. So the rule of thumb is that it should have then next one went down. So GG about to take off. This one's for George Floyd. Yeah, so I think we were right. This was a fake out. You know, candle closed back above here. See, now if you're reading market structure, now you really read candles because candles are telling stories. Did like a deeper retracement, and now we're kind of like trying to break up and go towards 135, 600. Where do you get the target of 135, 600 from? We got it from the left. To the left, to the left. You look to the left. To the left. To the right. Left and right.
Copyright issues, man.
Oh, yeah, shit. The other day, someone was mumbling a song, and YouTube sent me a message saying that, hey, it's a copyright issue.
No way.
Yeah, YouTube algo is sick, man. Someone's just mumbling some song. Yeah, I think, yeah, we're going to continue up towards 135, 600.
Looks like it.
Yeah, man. We'll break that wick quick good, I think.
Yeah, my entry is at like 135, 460.
Oh,
460. I've got in 385, man.
Oh, nice.
I went with another one with a bit of this morning's profits. I want to try and get a hold that gets past that level, which would be quite nice.
My entry was at 135, 300.
Nice. Ooh, that's like 10 pips there.
I got 20 pips right now.
Oh, nice. Come on, GJ.
oh,
That's a good day.
Yeah, made my losses back too from these two
Well done, mate.
ones I had
Nice.
before.
Very well done.
Here we go. Target reached.
Perfect.
Nice. I was down 700. Now I'm up $280. Perfect. Ending the day with a win.
Nice work, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Trade 3 GJ Pie.
Daily candle looks fire now.
Beautiful. Beautiful. This highlight is going to be really good because I talked about the fake out and kind of move going up, and it happened. I think this is going to be the highlight of the year today.
I've seen these on the webinars. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Awesome. I guess a lot of
Rakeel, because I've seen this now so many times, you can recognize it. Oh, the first time I was all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, first few times. When you start seeing them sort of month in, month out, and you're like, okay, this is what happens. And then you've got a mental projection of what these candles should look like, you know? And then just like, okay, that's time to execute. And it's a 70-80% chance of it, you know, going your way, you know?
Yep. Oh, I think a lot of people on YouTube also took this trade. Nice. Well, guys, if you like this move here and the explanation, just give a like on the stream because it helps a lot of people and helps the channel grow as well.
I'm kind of paper trading at the moment. I'm not doing like the breakouts like that. I'm usually doing like retests. Just one kind of.
Yeah. I used to do retests as well, but once I started seeing breakouts happen more often, I started to really look at how could I have caught the breakout. You know, so it's like once you see things happen over and over again, you start to see that, okay, how could you have caught these breakouts and stuff?
And this is in line with New York Open, I guess, that volume push.
Yes, with New York Open.
Other times you won't get that smooth run up.
Yes.
I mean, 4 hours could really take off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I closed everything already.
Good job.
Thank you.
Wow, look at that. I guess next target is going to be 135,700. Monty, if you kept the buys from yesterday, sheesh.
Yeah, don't remind me. Come on now. That's all right. We smashed it this morning as well, so that's cool. And I got in again, so yeah, we're all good.
Oh, look at that. Batola sent this chart earlier. I saw this.
It's so beautiful when your chart plays out. Like I want to resend mine again.
Oh, wow. Someone got stop loss. I got wrecked. Stop loss on the first one, then executed sells on the retest. There was no retest for sells. There was no retest. I mean, if this candle did a retest at 135.250, then you could say, okay, it sells. But this candle went straight up and closed back in the range. So there was no retest. I think you need education.
Look how beautiful that chart played out.
Yeah. I think your TP is too aggressive.
No, that was the runner.
Okay.
Yeah, where it says first TP.
Yeah. Mac is aiming for the International Space Station.
Well, I was going to say my runner target's 37.1. So.
No. That's actually the next 4 hour resistance, which we could probably hit by the end of the week.
Yeah, you know, if you look at the weekly, you're right. I mean, this back in like April when all these moves were happening up, I was 100% sure we're going to come up to 136, 137, you know, to fill that big gap. But I think now we're going to get there maybe this week or next week.
Yeah, it's possible. Look at last week how we went from 131 to like 133, like, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like, you know, end of the week target will be 136,650.
Yeah.
But anyway, I closed these at 20 pips, so 25. I'm good. Done for the day.
So you do enter on 15-minute sometimes. From what I see, it's the time frame for breakout entries. Yes. So basically, the idea was that we were making resistance here before price went down, and then once this candle closed back in the range, it's kind of like this move down was a fake out. So then we started expecting price to continue moving bullish. And that bullish move came from volume because, when there's volume in the market, price breaks supports and resistances. So in this case, once this was a fake out, so price couldn't maintain its move down, the other way it had to go was to follow the trend going up. And there was a resistance at 135,400, so that resistance had to be broken with volume in the market. And that came from the New York Open, if you look at the time. So I had buy stops at 135, 450, 460.
I mean, if that follows kind of plan from what's happened the last 2 weeks, this could really go a long, long way.
Yeah.
Do you have any runner right now, Raja?
No.
Oh,
I closed
because
everything.
you may get another 10 pips from there.
Yeah.
You still in, Cohen?
Yeah, well, I close almost 75% on this trade. Basically, the last runner I have is aiming for 135.74. That's my next for the monthly fill.
Yep, makes sense.
Yeah, I don't want to get greedy.
Is this the right approach for closing 50% loss and wait to respect small resistance to close full? What's this? This is resistance respected, entered once 15-minute candle closed. Man, you have a nice big screen. Close 50% once candle break below. Yeah. What? Close 50% once candle break this candle high. Yes. That's a good way to put it. So if I see candles breaking the highs and closing bullish, then I close, everything. And wow, man.
Okay, I'm about to close everything right now. I'm expecting a reaction right there.
Yeah, I made a quick $900. I'm done for the day.
Yeah, it was a nice play. Thank you so much, Raja. Confidence.
Yeah, it's a very good
confidence.
trade. Very good trade.
Raja, I bought your course last one. Oh, nice. You're up 3%. Perfect.
All right, I'm done.
I'm done for the day. All right, guys, I'm out.
Oh, come on.
Take care.
No, I'm gonna stay here for a little. This way. I don't know. You guys don't want me.
Well, if we pass this wick on the higher time frames, I think we really haven't got much else between here and
Oh,
one face.
man.
It's a train. It's a train.
Wow. This is just going. What a move on GJ.
Man, if I would have held that. Nah. Just kidding.
Honestly, if people just come on this stream with an open mind, you can make a lot of money every day.
You just got to sit and wait, man. That's all.
Because when this happened and when this kind of started closing back in, I was for sure this was going to continue up. Just needed confirmation.
Yep. It's the same thing that happens. The 7 a.m. pullback to push right up through 8 a.m.
Yeah. Wow. Your JPY also continued bullish.
Same thing with CAD JPY too.
Damn. Man, what's causing this fundamentally?
The Japanese economy is going into a recession.
Oh.
I'm not surprised on that. Everything is fucked right now around the world.
Haven't they been saying that for the last 10 years in Japan?
Yeah, there's just more reports coming out, so it's really hurting them.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that it's been in a mess for ages, and they're just it's like a junkie, and they keep giving it more and more drugs,
Oh wow! Officially enters recession. Is this also because they have negative interest rates? I mean, that adds to all this that's happening to them.
Somebody told me they had a bad second wave of the COVID as well.
Well, sometimes people go in recessions, and in some places people take advantage of that. And I think in the if you're trading the markets, you can really take advantage of these little economic swings.
Yeah. You just make the most of it while it lasts, right?
I think you've got to be able to project on a higher time scale. Most people can only see their immediate 2 or 3 week future, you know, so things going good or bad. But you know, if you take a longer view, like a macro view, and it gives you a sort of a bigger perspective, you know.
UK, we aren't compromising with EU on fission level field. Absolutely, absolutely. Do they think that does EU think that UK is going to bow down to EU? No, man. Why? We need more volatility in the markets.
That's why we left.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. How do I know whether I can stay in a trade longer or whether I should just take profit? The Ashley Nicole. I think when you think you should close positions, you should just close, let's say, maybe 80% and let the rest run with stops at break even. That's pretty good. Someone made $42 today. That's pretty good. What do you use for writing on your screen? I use Zoom. This Zoom webinar, that's what I use. See this? We have 179 people in Zoom. They all pay $500 a month. Yeah, $500 a month.
That trade covered it though, didn't it?
so you better get good trades every day.
Yeah.
They pay $500 a month, and then on top of that, I get to garnish 5% of their wages every month.
Oh man, you sound like the IRS right now.
Yeah, I'm the
worst of
Saddam
the
Hussein.
IRS.
I'm the Saddam Hussein for the streams.
Because Uncle Sam.
Yeah, I'm the Uncle Sam.
Uncle Rakeel. But yeah, like I said, 136 now it doesn't look that far, right? 136, 650, which is the next target on the 4 hour.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking at US 30 and I'm just thinking whether this will result in the next candle continuing moving up or not. 30-point stop with a 50-point gain.
Right now it's at a 15-minute support on the S&P.
That's a lot, man, because on a 10-cent lot, this is a $30 stop and a $60 gain. Very dangerous.
But in the 1 hour, it looks like a break and retest on the S&P, so I think it should be the same for the US 30.
Yeah, someone sent a chart here on S&P.
Let me see.
They're looking for buys. Looks good. Looks good.
Oh wow! That's beautiful.
So where were your buys? Yeah, we're at like 135, 450. If people here, if they don't win trades very often, and if you've won a trade today so far, just call it a day. Just be happy. Be happy you took trades. Be happy you participated in this group trade that we took, and just be happy with that and call it a day, please. You're gonna be very happy with yourself. I had an entry since Sunday, but I'm still battling with anxiety to hold the trades. I have TP at 136. Bibi Shafina Khan. Well, if you're still holding the trade for 136, maybe close 80% here. Close 80%. Yeah, close 80 over here and let the 20% run and put stops at break even. If it hits you at break even, you would be happy that you secured some profits. So, and if you can't get yourself to close 80%, I think you need to stop trade. Oh, you closed it. Okay.
Good.
That was good.
Yeah, I was about to say because the take profit is 136, so it went 7 pips from there. So basically,
that's close enough, man.
That was good. That was good.
Where did you close your runner? I closed my runner where it says target. So at 135, 600, I closed my runner.
Well, I'm going to call it a day, guys. Have a good afternoon.
Have a smashing day, Monty.
I will. Well, I'm gonna go to bed for a bit, man.
Okay, Monty, enjoy your
Catch
burgers
you
or
boys later.
whatever you're gonna have.
And enjoy
Will
the
do.
tea.
I'll have some tea.
Yeah, bro.
Later, man. See you in a bit.
Med said
Yeah, man.
burgers.
Rakeel, I've got a question, bud. You know, on the weekly, I think it gapped down, right? But I can't seem to see it on the chart.
The weekly?
Yeah, to this week's weekly.
Can you send me a chart?
I can. I mean, it's just like there's no bottom wick on the weekly. Let me send you a chart. 1 second.
Oh yeah. There's no bottom wick.
Yeah, but okay. Maybe it's my broker.
Yes.
My broker. Yes. Okay. Fine. I think it's my broker. All right. Yeah. Yeah, it's my broker. Yeah. Sorry.
Come on, yes, sir.
Is it because of the daily? No, it's because my TP was at 135,600. That's why I took TP here. There was a I had a larger target at 135,740, but since I took 2 losses earlier on, so I just thought it would be wise to just close trades at TP over here and to be slightly up for the day. I've noticed several entries I could have had on breaks of levels, but I guess my paradigm is stuck in break and retest to enter. Yeah, it just takes time. It takes time because I used to miss these moves all the time. All the time I would miss these moves because I would look back and say that, okay, shit, I missed this move. And again, like we did a pretty nice webinar last weekend on how to take missed trades. I think you need to go watch that webinar. Because whenever I used to miss trades, I would say, okay, how could I have taken the trade? Or how could I have, reduced my loss? I mean, how? You need to keep asking yourself how. Because if you keep waiting for certain things to happen, you're going to be stuck in that, paradigm for a very, very long time. So you always need to look at, okay, if something's not working and the other thing is working, and if people are winning, what are they seeing I'm not seeing? Or if you can't get an answer to that, I think you're going to get a better answer by saying that, okay, how could I have taken this trade? And then you start to explain yourself how, so if I want to do an example here, I normally don't do examples here, but I'll do it. I would have said, okay, well, if I missed this trade, maybe I could have had a buy stop at 135, 450, 460. Maybe I could have done that, because if price is going to break up over here with New York open volume, then maybe the buy stop would have just executed and then I would have gotten my trade. And then I'd say, okay, awesome. If this happens the next time, I'm probably going to go with that idea with a smaller risk because I haven't done that before. Now, since I've done this a lot of times because I've seen it and missed it before, so then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to place a buy stop here because I expect price to activate it and continue moving up. So, yeah. I hate to challenge you, but wasn't one of your rules to have 2 losses and call it a day, not to be a dick, but just trying to understand? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I was up around $4,400 for the week here. For this day, I was down $600, and I had 2 losses. My whole risk for the day is around $1,000. So when I lost 500 over here with this 10 pip stop. I lost around, I'd say 300 here. No, whatever the amount was. So I was down almost like 600-700. So I still had some more money to play with for the day. So that's why I saw this happen, and I knew it's going to go up. I knew this was a fake out. So I just risked something to, make it back. Yeah. So it all depends on, what your risk is. Can you see the next 30-minute candle filling the wick on GJ? No, I think this was the move. This move happened. I think the next what's going to happen is it might come down, create like a support or whatnot, and then may continue going up. Is the webinar teachable? Yes. Getting 10,000 emails over here at once. You ever take impulse short on those type of moves, especially hit higher level time frame? No, I used to take shorts like this, but now I stopped trading shorts like this because that would tell me that I'm taking a short with no confirmation, nothing. You know, I used to do that and it used to work maybe 20% of the time. So it's very difficult to do that. I would say those shorts are not planned short except for the fact that, oh, we're at strong resistance, I'll take a short. No, you have to be very logical about your trades. What does no wick at the bottom mean? We've talked about this so many times. Yeah, looks like support is formed here on US 30, should continue bullish. Watching the streams made me look at the market totally different than I was started. Actually seeing profitable trades. Very nice. Man, I think if you're really following candles and if you're really getting excited by taking losses, some people would say, oh, he gets excited when he takes a loss. Of course, because when you take a loss, that's a learning opportunity. And when you can learn from a loss, what's going to happen is after that is then you're going to be excited for the next day. Man, trust me, every day I'm excited because every day I have an opportunity to take a win which was a loss in the past. You know, because I'm learning every day. Every day, you know, like I took these 2 losses. I know exactly why I took these 2 losses. I think the entries were too early. So, you know, when this happens next time, I'm going to be way more careful. You know, first loss was here based on this candle coming down. And yeah, it was just garbage.
All right, I'm going to head out, Rakeel. Everyone, be safe, do not overtrade, and see you guys tomorrow.
All right, take care.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, YouTube. My computer got stuck.
Mac probably stays on for another half an hour just to see what we say.
No. No, my computer got literally it got stuck.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Someone is saying US 30 buys. Yeah, I mean, it could continue going up. I mean, if you look at the pre-markets here, I mean, all I know is that if the pre-markets are bullish over here, then it should continue moving up if it makes sense on the price action. You have support formed down here at 25600, and it should basically respect this support and then continue moving bullish, essentially. That's all what it is. You know, but if you've taken a winning trade on GJ, just don't take any more trades. Be happy with that win and just be happy. I have a problem to let a runner run. Any recommendation? Yes, let a position run. Basically, I mean, just let it run. Close some percentage and let the rest run. Ooh. Raja, May was my first month ever as a profitable trader. 70% win rate. Wow. Very nice. Beautiful. What did you see on the left for TP at 135,600? I saw some mountains and some rough terrain on the left. So let's take a look at left over here. See this area here? So we're gonna go to the 30-minute. I'm gonna scroll all the way here to the left. Yeah, I kind of saw some. I knew price was gonna go up to like 135,750, but I saw that maybe this is gonna be a safe target to take profits. So I think it played out really, really, really well. Like this thing is still moving. Wow, crazy, crazy. I feel bad for people who took sells at daily resistance and are still holding sells. I know you're there. I know you're listening. And it's just so sad. Rest in peace. Can you please? Yeah.
People make that mistake. Like there was something earlier mentioned in the YouTube chat about that. And what people don't keep in mind is we're only on Tuesday. Like when you're at weekly resistance on a Tuesday, there's a very high probability that it's going to break. We can't look at resistance levels as levels that they have to do something. You have to use a little bit of logic and understand, sort of market theory. If this was like a Friday and we were at weekly resistance, then I would tend to be I would be a little bit more cautious around that. But since, now we're in Tuesday, the beginning of the week, there's a good probability that that resistance will be broken. You have to look at the story that the market's telling based on what's happening at that time. And I don't think a lot of people put those little things together to anticipate market movement. They just assume that you draw a line and that line has to be respected. That's it for me.
Man, I think we're gonna tap 136. Crazy. We tapped 136.
From 36. This is following the spaceship.
Yeah. Wow, look at this weekly candle. Just straight bush up. Wow, look at that. 300 pips so far. We're almost coming up to 136,500. That's going to be the ultimate target there. Right there. Buy stop just got activated on the go. Well, I wish you good luck if your buy stop get activated here. This is a very dangerous place for a buy stop to be activated. I just wanted to say thanks. I hang in here every so often, and I think you guys have a great community. Oh, thank you, appreciate it. I've learned so much from you and Ted and Monty. A lot of times I enter trade, my calculated stop loss is more than my TP because the market can close me out if I make it 1 to 2 is this bad. Yes, having a bigger stop loss than your take profit is always bad. see what happened to your JPY. Your JPY also came up to 121. Had a nice target planned out for your JPY here too. What was this? 50, 60 pips. What on earth is happening with Japan? Japan is going in a recession, which is pretty good because, well, it's not good for them, but you can take advantage of those markets. This is why trading is superior. Well, now I think trading is superior to everything I've ever done in my life. Because, man, the opportunities you have in this market are just, it is so great. So great. You just have to be very disciplined. Thank you guys, you rock. I live and trade in Paris and it's so hard finding the right-minded people to trade and discuss with you daily streams. Yeah, these daily streams are here to help everybody. Like there's no hidden agenda, nothing like that. Oh, where's my logo here? Yeah, there's no hidden agenda, nothing like that. It's just pure price action. We are missing something here. I have an issue you should attend to, bro. I'm a rookie and in need. Probably someday I will be shouting you out on how you helped me. Well, depends on what you need help with, right? Can't really help someone without a question. I want to do the EST Mon challenge with your strategy because I have studied all your YouTube videos and live sessions since months. I think if you're going to do the EST Mon challenge without really trading on a live account and knowing if you really are profitable, I think it's better to just send money to me on PayPal because that money is going to stay safe with me on PayPal. But in reality, I think you should really start trading with a smaller account and to see if you are really profitable on that smaller account. Once you are profitable on that smaller account, then go for the funded accounts or whatever. I think if you're learning trading right now at this point, it's hard that you will be good when the market comes back to normal. I think this will be the normal now. This will be the normal. The way markets are moving, this is the new normal. If you look on gold, this is the new normal on gold. Well, gold spreads are really high. This is going to be a normal for a long time. I'm thinking of practicing leaving a runner, but I don't know how to do it. Well, just leave a runner and then you'll know how to do it. GJ buy was a nice rocket. Oh, beautiful. Perfect. Look at this labeling here. Aimed for a Wickville to the left. Strong resistance held here. Entered as candle was about to break. Beautiful. It's perfect. Still safe to jump in GJ. No, because if you're going to jump in GJ, okay, I'll tell you this right now. If you're going to jump in GJ, your stop loss is going to be somewhere, you can have a stop loss somewhere down over here. 135, 390, around 60 pips away. If you look on the 30 minute, I think you can have a stop loss down over here around 30, 33 pips away. It's so dumb. Why would you even want to enter GJ right now, man? I mean, you can't enter GJ right now just because it ran up. I mean, shit, man. You guys really need to understand that price has already moved. It's done. So now you need to wait for a low to be formed, a support to be formed, and then take a buy to go up. You can't take a buy right now. If you could take a buy right now, where's your stop loss? I keep forgetting there are new people joining in every day, so gotta stay calm. All right, let's take a look at this chart. I think when new people come in, they're like overwhelmed, like, oh shit. What did I say?
I just think that, you know, a lot of people that are new don't take the time to watch the other videos and to really get a grasp on things first before they show up here. Like, they show up on day one instead of like taking their time and watching like the first 10 or 15 videos, then coming to a live chat. Like, it doesn't do you any good to show up here asking those questions if you haven't reviewed all the other information, because a lot of these questions are answered daily, and it would help you more than it helps us. Because I mean, you can enter trades anytime, but most people, if they trade GJ, would have seen this move an hour ago and they would have planned that out, right? So I think a lot of people have to do more work.
You guys are just really direct and upfront, and that's exactly what I need to learn. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like I think we cut through all the sugar-coated stuff and get right to the point. There's no point in telling someone, oh yeah, man, no, it's okay, it's no, next time. No. You want someone to tell you, hey, listen, man, this is wrong. This is wrong, you better fix it, or you're going to be wrong for a very long time. What was your best month in percentage? I think my best month was March. Yeah, I think it was March. March is like 80,000. It was pretty. March was pretty amazing. I think a lot of people, you know, March, it was a really, really good month for them. Being wrong in this game can be expensive. Nope, I don't think that's true. Being wrong, not knowing why you're wrong, is very expensive. You know, you can only be wrong when you know exactly what you're losing, so it's very affordable. You know, it's expensive when you don't know when to get out. For me, if I'm wrong, it's very affordable to me. Where's Mac? Mo, Mac is gone. I'd like to thank Mac for giving me the confidence of taking an entry when he did. I learned a lot in March, second month on my live account. Oh, perfect. If you're still going strong on your live account for the second month in a row, I think that's very amazing. If you look on US 30 here, it seems like US 30 hadn't had worked out. This is why I haven't started trading US 30 regularly, because it's so difficult to trade. Look at this. I mean, in the normal circumstances, you would want it to just go up over here and have a good day, but nope. This is why I just stick to GJ. This is why I don't, you know, hop around pairs. Why Ted is so emotionless? I think because he's really good at what he does. Every decision you make in life, if you remove emotions from those decisions, they become really easy. whether it comes to relationships, buying cars, homes, trading, everything.
Yeah, I think the other thing is too, people don't look at, they don't want to be honest with worst case scenarios. If you look at everything that you do in life with worst case scenario, and you're able to understand that worst case scenario, things become very easy. And trading is a perfect example of that. Like, if you know that the most you can lose is $20, you have a decision. You're either okay with that or you're not okay with that. The problem is, people will say that they're okay losing $20, but when they lose the $20, it actually really affects them. Instead of just losing $5, they do it to themselves internally because there's an ego issue there. So once you remove your ego,
Whoa!
What was that?
It's like your voice got hit by a nuclear bomb.
sorry, maybe I moved too close to the mic. Yeah, I think once you remove ego and you're more honest with yourself, you become more emotionless. I think the problem is people are constantly trying to put their ego into play to prove themselves to someone else. And I think that's what happens. Nobody cares, honestly, if you lose $5 or you lose 500, or if you make $5 or you make 500. It's in your mind that you think people care about your success. They don't. We're here to help you, but I don't care if you make $1 or you make $10,000, because you're not paying me. You're not giving me. There's no benefit from you winning or you losing. So I think that's where people have to take a step back and realize that at the end of the day, if you pay your bills, you should only be counting your pocket, and that will help remove ego from you. And once you're honest with yourself, trading becomes very, very easy, and you grow your account very quickly because you no longer care about what people think. And trust me, there's going to be people here that say, "Oh, I don't care what anybody thinks." You can tell when you care what someone else thinks, because you'll look at, it's not necessarily a actual thought. Like, you're not actually thinking that someone's going to walk up to you and say, well, you only made $20 today, you're not a good trader. It's you walking by that person and you thinking about what they're thinking about you, right? So if you're with a group of friends and your friends are talking about money and you're worried about bringing up the fact that you made $20, it's not them asking you, it's your perceived thought of what they think of your trading skill. And you have to remove that. And once you actually become honest and say, hey, I don't really care that people care that I make $20 or I lose $20, I'm more focused on myself. That's when all the anxiety, all the emotion removes, because you're not thinking about what others are thinking about you. You're just focused on yourself. And when you can get to that level, you'll see your trading will skyrocket, because suddenly now you're not competing against anybody in the crowd. You're just competing with yourself. And it's exactly what Raja said today. Hey, I lost $200 or $600, and then I took these trades and I made myself $200 back. And right away, the first thing people were talking about were, well, how come you didn't hold the trade longer? Why didn't you hold it to this point? Why did you do that? Why did you do this? And Raja explained it perfectly. He's like, well, I had a loss. I just wanted to make back my loss, and I made a little profit. I'm done for the day. But he wasn't thinking about what everyone else was thinking about when he was closing. He had his target, and that was his target. And I think when people get to that point, that's where you see true success.
When you close partial on a losing trade, would you always close partial when it gets over half of your stop loss? Depends what's going on. I mean, that's a very, very subjective question. It depends. I mean, I've been trying to close partial and whatnot, like, for the past year and a half. So over time, like, there are different things that happen, like the 30-minute, the 1 hour, the way the 15-minute is, the way what volume is. So every situation is very, very completely different. There's not like a set way you can say you can do that. All I know is that I'm closing partials when price is going in a drawdown, or if it's breaking the low of the previous candle in an uptrend, or things like that. Let's take a look at this. This is we'll be securing somewhere, at least move stop loss to break even around this area. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense if it starts to continue going up. The only thing is you might need to be cognizant of this area over here. When will you come to Australia? Australia. Well, I wanted to come to Australia earlier on in this year, but I figured I'm going to lose 4 days trying to get to Australia. So wasn't keen on doing that. What should I do if I have blown up day after consistent gain previous week? I think you held sells on GJ, I'm assuming, and I think you really need to look to see that if whatever you were risking, were you okay with that? Now, obviously, no one's okay with losing the entire profits or the entire account, but you really need to do a psychological assessment. Why did you hold it for that long? So are you still coming to the UK? Yes, probably by end of July, mid-July, end of July. Oh, Austria, not sure. Does GJ usually go do these fake outs in your experience, or does it last night? Yeah, I mean, I've seen it happen a lot of times, I mean, this was a perfect fake out. We even talked about this. I even mapped this out before it happened. This over here. What's your thoughts on GP CAD? I think you need to send a chart. If you send a chart, we'll take a look at it. I've lost a lot of money last year as I rushed the process. I really want to make money quickly and show off my friend. Yeah, that's how you lose money. That's always how it goes. Go for more 500 pips on GJ. Yeah, I mean, if it goes to 500 more pips, then it's awesome. Do you ever trade with 100 lots? Not yet. Have you ever been to East Africa? Not yet. Have you been to Sweden? Not yet. Man, it was a beautiful day today. Beautiful day today. Took 2 losses, took a win, had a little runner running to like 900. It was just awesome day today. How do you leave a runner on MT4? You close partial position. When the price makes a fake out, especially before NY Open, do you think the price increases the chances to go up? We talked about that, Christian Altable. I think you need to rewatch the recap here. Have you been to Fiji? Nope. Have you been to Tanzania? Nope. Think USD CAD is going to keep moving down? Hope you're all good. Yeah, I'm good. Just send a chart and we'll take a look. People in this chat think you're a travel agent. South Africa? Nope. Have you ever been to? Not yet. Not yet. Best sites for info. I think this channel is the best site for information. You will get a lot of information here based on a lot of news. We have NFP coming on Friday, and we're going to do a live coverage of NFP as well. Should we wait to a retest from resistance 135 500? Yeah, I mean the rule of thumb is that you would want price to come down, create a support, and then go up, right? That's how you take buys. So you need for price to come down and then go up. Do you think you can trade anywhere in the world? Yes and no. I don't think I'd be able to trade just as good as I do in front of my setup right here. I mean, I trade amazingly over here. Amazing. I wouldn't want it any other way. So, yeah, I get really good results when I'm in front of my setup here. Did you see on Daniel Savage's story one of his students not getting paid out? Yeah, Anthony, if you want to do gossip, you can just go look at Instagram for gossip. Do you want your son to be in the same industry? I don't know. Yeah, whatever happens, happens. This channel is $1 million worth. Yes. Envious on how you guys are banking pips. I think one big tip, if someone wants to know what's the tip to really be profitable, one really important tip to be profitable is to focus on 1 or 2 trades. You know, some of you would have already seen that coming, but that's it. 1 or 2 trades, 3 trades, and that's it. Nothing more than that. You know, because I mean, psychologically you can't handle it. I mean, because it's like in 2-3 minutes I'm probably going to end the stream, and then I'm going to go about my day. I have to answer some, you know, questions analysis, you know, have to send some emails and eat, and my day's done basically. You know, so I don't think there's any more reason for someone to trade. If you've already caught a winning trade, that should be it.
Yeah, people really need to just understand that the process of making money takes time, but the compounding effect has a greater, I guess, effect on your income. Everyone's trying to catch like $500 to 50,000 or 100,000. It takes you 3 years or 2 years to go from $500 to 5,000, and then from 5,000 to 50,000, it could take you like 3 weeks. I think people lose sight of that. Don't look at the fact that it took you 3 years to go from $100 to 10,000, because the following year you could end up making, you know, 10 times that in 2 or 3 months, because you'll have a bigger account balance. And I think you have to remember that. You have to stick to the fact that the smaller accounts will always be harder to grow, and it'll take longer to grow. But if you're doing 5, 10, 20, 50 pips on a $100 account, you're going to get to a point where you're doing that on a $10,000 account, and you're doing that on a $100,000 account. It just compounds, and you really, really need to take that into I guess your brain and understand that logic, because as soon as you understand that, suddenly the money will come a lot faster because you're focused on just the process. Raja puts it perfectly. After the stream's done, man, I'm doing other things. I don't have anything to do. There's some days I don't even want to trade. I don't even take a trade. I don't even do anything. And when you get used to that, you realize there's no pressure on you to perform. That's when the money comes, because you're going to catch a move like GJ today. You're going to catch 60, 70 pips when you're only looking for 10 or 20. And that's going to happen more times than not because you're comfortable. You know that you don't need to focus on a trade today, or you did your 2 trades and you're done. The world can come to an end today and you've done your 2 trades, you're profitable. That's all that matters. GJ can reverse 80 pips. That has no effect on you because you're already out of the market. Like, you really got to get used to that and just plan around the time that you're going to trade and then go off and do other things.
Looking at USD CAD, it still seems like it can continue moving bullish. The only problem is that there's this consolidation here to the left. Oh, this consolidation here. You'll need to be careful if you're taking buys. I mean, it could still work. I mean, if it just respects the previous candle right over here, it'll still continue moving up. How much range is that? That's like 18, 20 pips. Stop is going to be like 14, 15. Yeah, could work out. Because you have a support formed here. We're also bouncing up from a very, very strong daily support. Oh, what's this? Stop loss here. Entered buys on this. Closed 10 pips in profit. Closed 0.04. Closed 0.01. Perfect. This is This is the perfect example of trailing your stop and closing percentages. See, person took 0.2 lot, closed 10 pips, closed 0.15, then he closed 0.04, and then he closed 0.01. This is awesome. Please do not leave me like that, bro. I'm really in need. Please, my PayPal is this. Now it's love23. Well, Sergey, if you have a phone, if you have internet connection, I think you're doing good. Yeah, I think you're doing good. If you have a phone, you have internet, you have access to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, please don't come here begging for money. That's not the way. All right, let's take a look here. That's why YouTube is a gulag. You got 15-minute here. Price created a high. Okay. Price broke through resistance. Price created support. Price broke through support and then closed back into support without making a bottom wick. Okay. 6 a.m. Oh, price broke. Yeah, see, this is a very, very well labeled chart. This is what I like. Uncle Bob. I think I've talked to Uncle Bob on Instagram. I remember. This is a very, very well labeled chart. Excellent. Made my heart smile. Someone's taking, what's this? GU buys. GU buys, buy stop, same setup like GJ. Yeah, makes sense. I think it could also make sense from the fact that maybe you might see GBP USD. Let's see here. I don't usually look at these charts, but since I have nothing to do. Oh wow, yeah, on the 1 hour. So expecting it to continue moving bullish based on this resistance here. It's kind of like US 30, which it didn't work, but it could work. Raja, I'm only 20. I could make solid income by trading. I don't know, how should I continue college? I think you should continue college. You know, I think you should continue college. If you are in your 20s and you're debating whether you should start trading or continue college, I think that's the most dumbest thing you can. Like, if your parents tell you to finish school, and if you make up a reason why you shouldn't finish school, I think you're the biggest idiot in your entire family. Trust me. I know how bad it sounds that, oh, you know, this guy is breaking my dreams. I mean, it's true. It's true. Because Forex is not going to work for you. Trust me, it's not going to work. Once you have bills to pay, trust me, I mean, it's just so dumb. Just finish school, go to college, get your options, you know. Like, when you finish school, finish college, you learn about life, you learn about social skills, social values, you get yourself options, you know. And in world, you need options. If you only start Forex and if you fail at Forex, you will have no options. You will have zero options. What are you going to do if you fail at Forex? Work a minimum job? Man, come on. Be smart. You know, don't be an idiot. Be smart. I have options in life. If Forex fails, I have businesses I've set up. I have skills. I can go back, work on the rigs. I can go back, sell stuff, because I've done those things. I have options. I can't program, but I can do a lot of things.
So are you talking about options to give you options?
Yeah, so you can have more options in life.
I mean, you can still sell magic keys. You're good at it.
Oh, man.
Wi-Fi sucks here.
How do you manage emotions when you have external issues, relationship problems, family? For men, I think it's really easy to manage emotions. It's like, I think it depends. It depends if you, what kind of relationship you have. From what I've learned in life so far, I mean, I still haven't lived long enough. It's only like 33 years. It's not long enough. From what I've learned is, like, as long as you tell people what you really want, they will respect you for it. Even though if they won't respect you for the time being, but they will learn to respect your decisions or things you do. But if you keep changing your mind, let's say you make a decision and you keep changing your mind as a grown up, no one's going to take you seriously. That's what I've learned. So, like, you know, whatever decision you want to make sure you stick to it. Make sure you don't let anyone influence, and just do it, so that people know you as a person who does what he wants, and when he takes a decision, he follows through it. Yeah, and like, you know, don't wait around for things to happen. Just go do things. Like a lot of times people say that, oh yeah, I'm thinking about doing this, I'm thinking about doing that. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. I was talking to somebody a week ago and they were like, yeah, I'm thinking about doing a Forex webinar in my native language. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a cool idea. Then I was talking to somebody on Saturday and they were like, yeah, hey, it's going to be cool if you did that. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. And next day I woke up, I did it. Yeah, the live streams also happened like that. There was an idea, hey, we should do it. We're like, okay, perfect, let's do it. Let's do them. Let's see what happens. We did them. I sold DVDs when DVDs were going extinct. I did it. People bought them, and they gained a lot of value from them. Because now whoever bought DVDs, now there are no more DVDs available. So whoever has a copy of my DVD, that's a souvenir. Yeah, you know, so here you get life lessons, you get trading lessons, you get all kinds of lessons. So you're just a hustler, bro. It's in your blood. Yeah. I mean, you have to hustle in life. If you don't hustle in life, you're never going to get far. I mean, you could have a great job, you can do that, but you're always capped at things. I think being an entrepreneur, it can really expose you to a lot of things that you never knew existed, especially with yourself. I mean, you know, like when you're an entrepreneur and when you do things where your income is not guaranteed, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn to be creative. There are times when things don't go too well financially and you have no option to be creative. You know, you get creative and you get things done. And there are people who just break under pressure, and like, you know, when life has you down, you either break down or you break records. 3 weeks is a drop in the ocean, seeing that average life be consistent. Yeah, I think it takes you like in 2 years you can really understand the things you're doing wrong. You know, you can really understand things you're doing wrong in trading. So I think it works. They say that most businesses fail within the first year is because people give up. You know, they stop being consistent at them. They just give up, because I think mostly they give up because they get bored of doing the same thing over and over and over again, the same promotions, the same products, the same pitches, the same sales. But the only thing that's going to increase over time is your ability to do the process good enough. You know, because every day I wake up with the mindset of, okay, how can I do today better than I did yesterday? What's this chart? Someone sent a chart. US 30 coming down, wait for support to go up. Yeah, it makes sense. You're waiting for it to come down to make support to go up. It makes sense. Why is it easier to grow a large account? It's too hard to build a small account. First, you got to define what's a large account. You know, you got to define what's a large account, and you got to define what's a small account. You know, I started with $700. I grew that to $5,500 in like a week and a half. To me, $5,000 was a huge account, you know, back then when I started. To me, $1,000 is like a lot. From $10,000 to $100,000, yeah, that's a huge difference. First, you got to focus on getting from $10,000 to $15,000. That's a hurdle. I know for a long time, getting to $25,000 was a huge hurdle for me. You know, like crossing $25,000 to $30,000, it took me like 2 months, 3 months, you know. So I mean, it just take 10,000 supposed to 100. Yeah, like if you're starting with $100 account, might as well just stop trading. Like some people might say, oh, he's being negative. I'm just being very, very positive. I'm being very realistic. I think there are only 2%, 3% people in the world that will be able to grow 100,000 or like $100 to 10,000. It's never going to happen. For the most part, it's never going to happen. It's just like saying that who can become a billionaire just by trading? Retail traders, I think maybe 1%, 0.1%. Millionaire, probably 1%, 2%. That's the same thing as saying that if I can grow $100 to 10,000, it's not going to happen. I think a good amount to start with is like $1,000. I think $100 to $500 is good to start when you can really see if you are profitable, if you can get consistently profitable trades. And then I tell people to, hey, if you can afford, go on with, like $1,000, $5,000, if you can afford that. Because at least if you have, let's say $2,000 to start, then you can really see some gains. You can see closing the day with $50 profit or $100 profit. At the end of the week, you can see a profit of like $200 or $250. But if you start to swing for the fences, like if you have a $2,000 account and you want to make $500 a day, man, good luck. That's, I mean, it's good to dream, dreams are good. They're very nice and fancy, but you gotta be realistic.
Yeah, I really think people aren't prepared for the work that is required with Forex. And it's unfortunate because when you start trading, and if you've never really worked hard in your life, this really tests your willpower. Because I think when you're young, I can just tell by a lot of the questions. People ask questions that are formula or rules based, right? Because what you're looking to do is you're looking to memorize operations, right? So people always say, how long did it take you to become successful? Because what they want to do is they want to benchmark themselves. Because in school, if you finish 4 years of university, you're supposed to get a degree. Or if you finish like 12 weeks of a class, you get the credit for that class. So they're always trying to benchmark themselves. And FX is the only place in the world where you can't do that. Because the first thing that I'm going to ask you is, are you 6'4"? Are you 215 pounds? Are you, 33 years old, 40 years old? Did you live in Toronto for 15 years? Did you move to this country? Did you go on this cruise when you were 12? Everybody has such an individual life experience. You can't make those comparisons, or you can't place benchmarks, because there might be something that someone did that you'll never be able to do that's given them a head start in FX and it hasn't given you. It doesn't mean that you can't do FX. It means you won't have that head start. And I think a lot of people fail to realize that, is they're constantly benchmarking themselves against other people. And when you do that, you limit yourself. Because what if someone doesn't become successful in 10 years and then the 11th year you're successful? What if you deposited $500 and the person beside you deposited $5,000 and you end up making more than them? You have to really look at your own individual circumstances and figure out how can you make Forex work for you. If you have $100 in your account, you're not going to grow it to $10,000 in a month. Maybe you'll grow it to $120. So what do you have to do? You have to find a job. You have to find another alternative income until your Forex income replaces your normal income. Like, these are things that you have to do as an individual that nobody can teach you. Nobody can tell you, hey, is that job good for you? You have to experience the job. Maybe 10 people like that job and one person doesn't like the job, right? So you really, really have to understand that this is very individual, and there's no benchmark. There's no, if you don't do FX correctly for 6 months, you should quit. If you aren't successful or you aren't consistent in a year, you should quit. It's what you're going to make of what you're doing. And I think once people get that in their head and wrap themselves around that, things become a lot clearer.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna head off over here. Thank
Okay,
you for-
Raja. Take
thank
care,
you.
my friend.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you,
for
Raja.
joining.
Bye.
Thank you.
Dude.
Cheers, mate.
Take
Yeah, stay strong, guys. Thank you.
take care. Take care.